I'd like to start with some good news. Overnight, WA Health has reported 0 new COVID-19 cases in Western Australia. That means we now have 8 active cases, all of whom are in hotel quarantine. And our total number of cases since the start of the pandemic remains at 1,121. In other good news, Western Australia has hit another vaccination milestone. Currently, our vaccination rate for those aged 12 and over is 85.3% for first doses. For second doses, the rate is 73.4%. This is very encouraging. To put this in perspective, we announced our safe transition plan less than 3 weeks ago, and that means that nearly 120,000 extra West Australians have had their first dose since then. It's a fantastic result, as every day more West Australians follow the science and the health advice by coming forward, doing the right thing for themselves, their loved ones and the community. As we've been repeatedly saying, we know the virus is coming to Western Australia. And when it arrives here in Western Australia, it will find those people who aren't vaccinated. That's what we're seeing in other states and other countries around the world. Our progress means we are on track to reach our goals for the Safe Transition Plan to lock in the date to ease our controlled border measures. But we need to keep the momentum going, especially given the vast size of our state. The best way to keep pushing our vaccination rate up, in conjunction with the workforce mandates, is to make vaccinations as easily accessible as possible. We know that it works. Our successful Supervax weekend at the start of November saw a 12% surge in vaccinations through our state-run clinics. So today we are announcing a new strategy to further boost momentum, our Summer Vax Drive. Starting this Saturday, our Summer Vax Drive will involve 3 weeks of targeted promotions, events and opportunities for Western Australians to get vaccinated. Firstly, there will be new pop-up clinics at specific Woolworths and Aldi supermarkets. The exact locations will be announced soon, but they will be across both metropolitan and regional areas on December 2, 3, 4 and 5. There will be 11 metropolitan locations and 5 regional locations. Secondly, there will also be pop-up clinics at cricket matches at Optus Stadium during November and December. This will start with the Women's BBL final this Saturday that obviously features our Perth Scorchers. So get behind our team and get your vaccine at the same time. It's easy. A pop-up clinic will also be available at the BBL match on Wednesday, 8 December. Fans and staff will have the opportunity to get vaccinated then and there. Can I thank Woolworths, Aldi and Cricket Australia for their help on all of these measures. Finally, we will also establish the COVID-19 Vaccine Community Funding Program to help boost the uptake of the vaccine in priority groups, including Aboriginal and other communities. The Health Minister and Vaccine Commander will talk more about that in a moment. All of this in addition to the existing state clinics at over 100 locations around Western Australia, as well as GPs, pharmacies, Aboriginal medical services and respiratory clinics run by the Commonwealth. It's all about making vaccination as easy and accessible as possible. My advice is simple: don't wait. We expect that clinics will be busy next week before the next wave of mandates kicks in. So I encourage everyone to get it done as soon as possible. There are so many reasons to get vaccinated. It reduces your risk of catching the virus. It reduces the severity of the disease if you get it. It dramatically reduces your chance of hospitalisation or winding up in the ICU. It dramatically reduces the likelihood of you dying. Right now, over East, the overwhelming majority of COVID cases, hospitalisations and people on ventilators chose not to get vaccinated. I bet they regret that choice. Yesterday, Victoria reported 19 COVID-19 deaths. 19. Of that, 17 were unvaccinated. That tells the whole story. It's not just about protecting yourself. We know the vaccine reduces your risk of passing it on to someone else, of passing it on to someone you love, like a child or an elderly relative. The more people who get vaccinated, the safer everyone is. The fewer restrictions we need to place on everyday life, the fewer lives lost, It's time to do the responsible thing, the right thing, the adult thing, for your community, your loved ones, for yourself. We need you to get vaccinated.